Listen, like a ship that's tossed and driven, battered by the angry sea, when the storms of life are raging and the fury falls on me, I wonder what I had done to make this race so hard to run. Then I say to myself, take courage, the Lord will make a way somehow. The
Lord will make a way somehow.
Sing it right.
When beneath the cross I bow, He will take away your sorrow. Let Him have your burdens now.
When the Lord,
You've been down so heavy,
the
weight is shown upon my brow. There's a sweet relief
and
knowing the Lord will make a way somehow.
put those hands together.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen. Like a ship that's tossed and driven, battered by the angry sea, when the storms of life are raging and the fury falls on me.
Oh yeah.
Wonder what I have done to make this race so hard to run. Hey, then I say to myself, take courage, the
Lord will make a way somehow.
Hey, the
The Lord will make a way somehow.
We're beneath the cross.
The cross I bow.
He will take
He will take away
your sorrow.
sorrow.
Let him
Let Him have your burdens now.
win.
The load is down so heavy,
And the weight,
the weight is shown upon my brow.
there's a sweet relief and knowing, and the
When
Lord
the
will
Lord
make a
will
way
make
somehow, hey, somehow,
Somehow,
oh,
He will,
somehow,
He will,
somehow,
He will. Yes, He will.
somehow,
Yes, He will.
yes, He will.
Somehow, yes, He will.
Somehow, 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 the Lord will make a way. Somehow, somehow, the Lord will make a way. Somehow.
Oh, God, to
God be the glory for all of the things that he has done. That's the whole vibe tonight. The Lord will make a way somehow. I want to welcome you all, my brothers and sisters, to the Sharon Baptist Church. And here on Wednesdays at Sharon, it is Wednesday in the Word. It's Wednesday because no matter what happens, you and I always win. And so welcome tonight. My name is Pastor Conway Johnson, and I have a great honor tonight of you worshiping with us for these few moments tonight. You know what? I think we got a new group, Rev, Rex, and Ray. Rev, Rex, and Ray. And as tonight, I am convinced beyond the shadow of doubt that no matter what happens, the Lord is going to make a way somehow. And perhaps need somebody to share with you tonight that I need a win tonight. I need it because I'm in a spot that only the Lord can get me out. Can you like, share, tag this post with somebody who needs a win tonight? Have you ever worried about what the outcome was going to be? Have you ever stressed yourself out trying to figure out what was going to come next? Have you ever just been so frazzled in your mind trying to think your way to the next step? And every time you worried, you thought about it, you even prayed about it, you tried to figure something out, and you always ended up in the same place. No resolution. Nothing you did seemed to help you get to a better place. All of your plans failed. All of your thoughts fizzled in the process, and you got so discouraged about what the outcome was going to be that you had worried yourself into a place, worried yourself into a corner, worried yourself into a ditch because what you were trying to bring to pass was not coming to pass. And I know there's people like me who've been in that situation that you are worried about what is the outcome going to be. And I wanted to use this Wednesday night to remind you that the Lord will make a way somehow. I want you to take a quick journey with me in the closing of Mark chapter 4. In the closing of Mark chapter 4, Jesus and his disciples have come to the shore, and they are now making preparations to get into a boat. And the end destination, according to the chapter number 4, is they were just crossing over to the other side. They did not know what was going to be over there, but they knew that Jesus had told them, let's get in the boat and cross over to the other side. And just like you and I, in moving from moment to moment, day to day, Mondays to Tuesdays, and here we are at another Wednesday, we wind up in a place, in a space that we didn't think was going to happen. We end up dealing with situations and scenario that we thought could never happen. We end up at locations and destinations that we are questioning how in the world it could happen. And we have that moment that we yield and say this: the Lord will make a way somehow. When they got into the boat and crossed over to the other side, they ran into a storm. And just like storms that come our way, sometimes you can prepare for them, sometimes you can handle them, but the reality is sometimes when you think you prepare, you are not prepared for them. The reality is that storms will come our way that you and I are just not able to handle. We don't know what to do. We don't know how we can figure it out. But here's when your faith kicks in, that you do know this, that the Lord will make a way somehow. I want to introduce 3 elements in this concept that I hope, that I pray they'll be blessing to you. Number 1, when you know the Lord, how you focus on God's goodness. Number 2, you focus on God's grace. Number 3, you focus on God's guarantees. Let's look at God's goodness. When they were moving, going across, a storm came. The boat is filling. The winds and the waves are beating up against the boat. And like any other people, the disciples drowned. They were fearful for their lives. And because they were fearful for their lives, they start to question the ability and the capability of Jesus. Listen to the conversation. Master, he doesn't even care that we are up here getting ready to drown. The first element that I want to share with you is the goodness of God, God's goodness. They thought that he did not care about them. I want to remind you tonight that Jesus does care. He always cares. And the good news is that when we didn't care about him, he still cared for us. They said he doesn't even care that we are getting ready to drown. But in the process of thinking he didn't care, they forgot in a split second that God has been good to us. And I want you to be mindful tonight that no matter what you think, God is still good. Matter of fact, old church used to get excited when we used to talk about how good God was. We didn't talk about anything that he done, what he had going to do. We were just excited to report that God is good. But not only is he good, but God is good, and he's good right now. When we measure the goodness of God, God's goodness is measured into two categories. Number one, we measure his goodness based on his quantity. And then number two, we measure his goodness based on his quality. When I think about the quantity, when I think about how good God is, that means I start counting what God has done. Can you start counting doors he's opened, ways he's made, things he's turned around, how he did it when he shouldn't have did it? When you start counting about what God has done, what he is done, what he's doing, can you start counting right now, talking about the quantity, the days he woke you up, the days he started you on the way, the days he blocked it, the days he turned around, the days he made it happen when it shouldn't happen? That's when I talk about the quantity of God and saying he's good. But when I talk about him being good, I just don't talk about the quantity, I talk about the quality. And the quality of God goes like this: the things that God has done that only he was able to do for me. Time does not permit it, but I want you to think about the stuff God has done for you that you know that nobody else but God could have done it. And when you get yourself in a place, in a space that you don't know what you are going to do, know this: the Lord will make a way somehow because of his goodness. But then I know that the Lord will make a way somehow, just not because of his goodness, but I know it because of his grace. They thought that he did not care. Listen to the language. They said, he doesn't think we're going to care, but we are getting ready to perish. That is a sign of the grace of God, that God will keep you in unkeepable situations. I thank God for